Hello. This is the chap who normally comes on at the start of these podcasts, this time affecting a simply dreadful British accent, for if I don't miss my guess, you're listening to this as part of The Rack, the Icebox Radio Theatre's new podcast of fantasy and science fiction. And nothing says fantasy quite so much as an American actor attempting to sound like something he's not. Now, we love all of our listeners, of course, but we especially love those who have stepped through the velvet ropes to become a listening supporter. Castles and spaceships are quite inexpensive to render here in the world of audio, but petrol money for actors as well as new microphones and equipment are somewhat less so. So we continue to depend on you, the wonderful listener, to help us continue to bring these stories to the world. Simply go to our website, that's iceboxradio.org, and look for the word support across the top of the page there. On that page, you can learn all about our Patreon, you can learn about our membership program, or even just how to drop a $5 in the post. We're not picky. We just appreciate whatever kind attention you and your checkbook may be able to offer us. And now, since brevity be the soul of wit, I yield for this evening's presentation. You are driving in a dark forest, the pine boughs heavy with snow. At the end of a long dirt track road, you arrive at your destination. It's a small, weather-beaten motel called Toujours Gelée. It's not much to look at, really. Just a single weather-beaten shack surrounded by a half-dozen equally run-down cabins. Out back, there's a dingy fishing dock right next to the spaceport. And a few picnic tables for cleaning fish conveniently placed right next to the time portal. So it's easy to dispose of the chum. Come up to the office now. Let the bear in the tuxedo take your bags. Ask the time-traveling Viking at the concierge desk if you have any questions, and then step up to the main desk to meet the owner, Old Pierre.
Hello, and welcome to Toujours Gelée Motel. Looking for something to do? We have all kinds of tourist information right over here. I invite you to select a brochure from The Rack.
From out of the north comes a legend, a fighter for truth, justice, and the Purple and Gold Army. Take only pictures and leave only footprints. It's time for that frozen voyager of justice, Dome Dog! Tonight's episode, The Hunter Takes Aim. When last we left our story, Dome Dog, now a member of the Vikings football team, had just completed his first game, running roughshod over the hapless Cardinals in an exhibition of gridiron prowess that only superpowers can bring. But unbeknownst to Dome Dog, that evil master of the deer rifle, the Hunter, is using his power and influence to keep Dome Dog distracted by football and off of crime fighting. But what's this? Mustard Girl, the shape-shifting wonder of the North, and Dome Dog's secret partner in both life and crime fighting, comes out of nowhere to confront the Hunter in his first attempted heist. But no one could have been prepared for the pure, blackened evil the Hunter used to stop Mustard Girl, and now she stands by helplessly, trying to figure a way out.
You can't possibly think you'll get away with this. You just shot one of your own men.
Only to bring you out in the open, my dear. And it worked.
Your men will turn on you in a second.
Which is why I made sure I was a better shot than any of them. Not a difficult task, I assure you.
Dome Dog and I defeated Packerbacker, a man with actual superpowers. What do you think you can accomplish with a simple gun?
A simple gun? You may insult me, young lady, but never insult this firearm. I've had enough of this. Goodbye, little girl.
Wait!
Wow, boss, the bullet went right through her.
It did. It hurts, though.
So, you're resistant to gunfire, but not immune. Interesting. Minions! All of you take aim at that girl. Let's see what happens when 50 bullets hit her at once.
Not wanting to find out the answer to that question, Mustard Girl quickly changed into a puddle and slipped away under a door.
Hey, where'd she go?
Unfortunately, the only door nearby led to a utility closet with no obvious means of escape.
She ain't here.
Yes, she is. We just have to figure out what she turned herself into. What in this closet doesn't belong?
Mop, broom, cleanser, bottle of rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol? I don't know why that should be here.
With a split second to spare, Mustard Girl made her escape.
Blast! Follow her! That way!
With only a few feet between her and a gang of bank-robbing thugs, Mustard Girl transformed to her normal shape and took off running.
Oh, I should have come in here with a plan. I don't know what to do. Why didn't Dome Dog and I have a system in place to contact each other? They sell them at Radio Shack. Ah, gunshots. Gotta duck inside somewhere.
She's heading into that building, boss.
The rest of you go back and gather up my money. We'll meet at the rendezvous.
There's cops all over the place back there.
I don't want to hear excuses. Remember what happened to your friend, George? Just do it.
As the surly henchman turned to follow his orders, the mysterious hunter put on a burst of speed and ran into the building where Mustard Girl had taken cover.
She had no real plan for confronting me. I have to assume she's simply hiding in here, scared and unsure what to do. I think it's time for phase 2 of my little plan.
I told you never to call me on this phone.
Relax. I've seen how the game is going. Your precious Vikings are assured of victory. By the acquisition I recommended, I might add.
There's no time to gloat. Dome Dog has left the stadium. He's going to get you, and the whole thing is going to get blown sky high.
Unless...
Unless what?
We talked about it before. Your son is the district attorney. Dome Dog is a wild vigilante who's a danger to the community. He's even inspiring copycats now. A poor little girl arrived at the bank robbery with delusions of grandeur and nearly got herself killed.
What are you saying? Arrest Dome Dog?
It's just as effective as distracting him with football.
But he hasn't broken any laws.
We all break laws. I imagine a clever boy like yours could find a charge to at least hold Dome Dog. And since he's about to violate his contract with the Vikings by engaging in crime fighting, we'll have the right to demand either $10 million or his mask.
But we don't know he's engaged in crime fighting.
I'll provide the crime, and I'm sure Dome Dog will provide the fighting.
Meanwhile, inside the building where Lily is hiding...
What am I gonna do? He's out there. He's got a gun, and all I can do is hide. What was I thinking going on patrol by myself?
You were thinking of doing the right thing.
Harley! How did you find me?
Looks like my second sight extends from football to you, Lily. I ran from the Metrodome, and I just knew you were in here.
Dome Dog, there's a man with a gun out there.
Actually, there's a lot of them.
No, there's one in particular. I think he's the leader. Expensive hunting outfit, expensive rifle, and he can use it like no one I've ever seen.
Like that, for example?
Lily, hide!
No way! There's two of us. We can take him.
Don't be silly, dear girl. I missed on purpose. I have no intention of killing you.
Who are you?
Reginald Parker Cavendish Hunter III. You may call me the Hunter.
He was in charge of the bank robbery, Dome Dog.
My, such accusations flying around. You won't be in a position to accuse me of a crime soon, young lady.
What's that supposed to mean?
You will not be in a position to accuse me of crime because you will soon be criminals yourselves. Your credibility gone, your reputation shot. You will be outsiders in the city you claim to serve.
Big words for someone I can peg as a bank robber.
As you will soon learn, little girl, it is not so important what you do. What is important is who you know. Ah, that would be the police surrounding this building, preparing to apprehend the criminal Dome Dog.
What? What crime have I committed?
Whichever one the Attorney General chooses, of course.
The police have always cooperated with me. What are you talking about?
Just this. In a few moments, a SWAT team will move into this building to arrest you. By then, I'm sure there will be a charge. Your choice will be to go peacefully into police custody, at which point your beloved Vikings will sue you for $10 million.
What?
For violating his contract, young miss. It's either $10 million or his mask.
You mean you'll have to reveal your secret identity?
I didn't know that when I signed.
Didn't you read the contract? How could you, Dome Dog? What are we gonna do?
I know what I'm gonna do. Give me that!
Careful! Careful! That rifle is custom made.
And now that you don't have it, you don't have much of an advantage.
What are you going to do? Kill me? From hero to murderer in one day? That's quite a character arc, Dome Dog.
I don't need to kill you. I just need to make sure you see the light.
Oh!
You're gonna tell them that you committed that bank robbery. You're gonna confess to everything.
Sure, of course, I'll agree to anything. And when the police get here, they'll separate the two of us and then I can say whatever I want.
Then I could kill you right here.
I don't think so. That's not justice. You wouldn't be killing me for my crimes. You'd be killing me to save your own skin. To keep your precious identity a secret. Yes. As I thought.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
Attention, Dome Dog. We know you're in there. You're ordered by the Minneapolis Police Department to come out with your hands up.
Oh no. What are we gonna do?
Stay or go, Dome Dog. Either way, I win.
Dome Dog. Dome Dog!
Repeat, Dome Dog. Come out with your hands up.
Which will it be, old friend?
Old friend, what does that mean? I just met you.
Yes, but I feel we've known each other for years. Now, which will it be?
This is not over. Not by a long shot.
Good game today, Dome Dog. Too bad it was your last.
Dome Dog, they're in the building.
This is not over.
I rather hoped it wouldn't be.
Lily, we have to get out of here.
I understand.
Go.
Oh, run, Dome Dog. Only a guilty man would run. So run.
Trapped by the Hunter's evil plan, Dome Dog and Mustard Girl have no option but to flee.
Come on, I think there's another exit this way.
They're bound to have the building surrounded by now.
There he is! Halt! You are under arrest!
We could do what they say, you know.
I don't know who this Hunter character is, but it seems like he has a lot of power. If we can get away, I can contact friends in the police department and see what's going on. If we're in custody, who knows what will happen.
Not to mention your mask. Was it a good game?
Oh, the best.
Come on, I got an idea.
Without hesitation, the pursued crime-fighting team headed to a nearby stairwell and began to climb.
Come on, quickly.
While the cream of the Minneapolis PD Special Weapons and Tactics Unit stormed the building and began a hot pursuit.
Okay, we're on the roof. Now what?
Get over to the edge.
A shot rang out as a phalanx of officers took aim from across the street. While another team of SWAT officers came through the roof door. Surrounded and totally cut off, Dome Dog and Mustard Girl stood back to back, trying desperately to find a way out. Will they go peacefully to an uncertain future? Will superpowers be brought to bear in the daring escape? Find out next time on
Dome Dog!
Dome Dog Issue 2, The Rise of the Hunter, was written by Jeffrey Adams based on characters created by Harley Droba. Our talented cast included Justin Kapla, Jim Yunt, Jeffrey Adams, Ayla McIntosh as Mustard Girl, and Harley Droba as Dome Dog. Dome Dog and the Icebox Radio Theater are not affiliated with the Minnesota Vikings or the National Football League. This program copyright 2009 by the Icebox Radio Theater, all rights reserved. Visit them on the web at iceboxradio.org. From out of the north comes a legend, a fighter for truth, justice, and the Purple and Gold Army. Separate your whites and colors and get ready to bleach. It's time for that frozen voyager of justice.
Dome Dog!
Tonight's episode, Criminal Intense. When last we left our story, Dome Dog and Mustard Girl, the football-themed superheroes dedicated to righting wrongs and keeping justice all over Minnesota's Twin Cities, find the tables turned as police surround them on top of a downtown office building. The cause of their shift in fortune, a self-righteous aristocrat called the Hunter, committed to turning Minnesota's abundant natural beauty into an exclusive playground for the rich and powerful. Using his ill-gotten influence, the Hunter has turned the city's finest against our crime-fighting duo, and now no apparent escape exists for them.
What are we gonna do, Mustard Girl? We're trapped on the roof, surrounded by police.
Well, they won't shoot unless we turn on them, right?
No, they want to arrest us, not kill us.
Shoot them, you hear? Shoot them!
But that's not everyone's opinion.
Why don't you fire?
We need to take them into custody, sir. Please stand down.
I don't believe this. An impotent police force is the first sign of a weak society. I'll shoot them myself.
Sir, put that rifle down.
I knew I should have bent that thing in half when I had the chance.
It still might mean a good thing for us, Dome Dog. The cops are distracted. Quick, take my hand.
This is really the time for us.
Just do it.
Whoa, look out!
Hang on, Dome Dog. I don't know if this will work.
With the police temporarily distracted, Mustard Girl took Dome Dog by the hand and leapt off the 30-story building.
What are you doing?
Just hang on.
As the superheroic pair plummeted to Earth, the shape-shifting Wonder Girl transformed herself into a hang glider and careened between the buildings.
Careful, careful!
I'm sorry, I've never flown with someone on my back before.
Just get us far enough away from the police to set down. We'll find a place to hide.
A dozen blocks away, Mustard Girl glided gracefully to a stop in an alley behind a Somalian restaurant.
That was spectacular.
Really? I feel like such an idiot.
Why? You saved this dog's bacon.
I never should have been there in the first place. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have any training.
Which is all my fault. I was wrong, Lily. I would have been gift wrapped for the Hunter without you.
What is his deal, anyway?
I don't know, but we need to find out. And I'm afraid this is a job for Harley and Lily and not Dome Dog and Mustard Girl.
The costumes are a little conspicuous, aren't they?
Let's change into our regular clothes and meet back at the coffee distributor. I need to pick up some beans for the shop anyway.
We aren't leaving the cities, are we?
No, but it's really important that we find out all we can about the hunter and what his plans are. I think I have a contact or two that can help.
Later, in a luxury suite of the Minneapolis Metrodome,
I don't understand, Dad. Are you saying you want me to charge your best player? I thought Dome Dog was exactly what the Vikings needed.
No, he's not what any team needs, son. He's a freak. Football should be played by men, not gods.
Okay, then cut him. Why should my office get involved?
Can't you just do it for me? Do the old man a favor.
Dad, that's not how it works, and you know it. I was appointed by the mayor to keep the laws of the city. I can't just lock up whomever I please. And looking at you, I don't think you want me to. Just tell me what's going on.
There's a new partner in the Vikings organization. I don't know where he came from. I don't even know who he is, but he's putting the screws to your old man pretty good. He insisted we sign Dome Dog, and I'm pretty sure he's the one that pulled the bank robbery downtown.
You mean that nutcase in the hunting outfit?
That's right. I'm afraid of what he'll do.
Don't worry about him, Dad. We're questioning him downtown right now.
We're questioning, you mean?
Hunter, how did you get in here?
How do I get in anywhere? There are no doors locked to my power and influence. You should have learned that by now.
I don't believe we've met.
No, but it is a distinct pleasure, Mr. District Attorney. I do believe your father's been hiding you from me.
That's absurd.
Well, it's a distinct pleasure now, sir. I've been looking forward to shaking your hand.
How nice. It's good to see someone in this family has some manners.
From my mother's side, I assure you. Put her there.
What?
I don't know who you are, mister, but I got a call from my assistant less than 10 minutes ago telling me that you were being brought in for questioning. I sincerely doubt the police are already done with you. You must have escaped.
So you're going to incarcerate me right here?
The cuffs are just a precaution. I'll be happy to remove them once I talk to my office.
Don't bother. I can take care of it myself.
What the?
The police did take my primary rifle, but I'm always sure to have an extra 2 or 3 on my person.
He shot the cuffs right off.
How did you get away from the police?
A threat here, a bribe there. It's all about influence, you know. Influence and knowing what palms to grease. That's rather why I'm here, Mr. District Attorney.
You think I can be bribed?
Unfortunately, no. I've been watching you and your pro-licking ways ever since you were appointed. Why do you think I became partners with your father?
Keep my father out of this.
Brian.
No, Dad, you're a public figure too, and you're under a lot more heat than I am most years. Besides, dealing with people like Mr. Cavendish here is my job.
Poetically put, but ridiculous, my boy. Your father is central to my plan.
Plan?
The Vikings are going to change their business plan for the next game. In tribute to the many fans all over Minnesota, the Vikings are throwing a party.
Okay.
Season ticket holders will have free food. Available seats at the Metrodome will be sold for $8.
What?
And every other arena in town will be rented, and all those seats will be sold for $8. The same at stadiums all over the state. Then the mini Jumbotron televisions that your unwashed fans love so much will be utilized to show the Vikings' upcoming tilt. Where a stadium does not have a Jumbotron, one will be set up for them. At team expense, of course.
Okay, so you want to treat all the fans in the state to a game. So what?
Then, at a key point of the game, a particular message will flash on the screen. Just a second, really, but long enough.
What?
What did you do?
Like it? It's my new toy. One of those portable music players with a small television device. Just as effective as those Jumbotrons will be.
Dad, are you all right?
He's fine, I assure you. His metabolic rate is extremely low, but he could live for months in that state with only a headache and minor dehydration as side effects.
What have you done to him?
What I'll do to you or anyone in your office if they get in my way. Now step back from him.
What are you going to do with him?
He'll be well taken care of. He's not what I want, after all. He's just a carrot for you. A carrot so I will not, hopefully, have to use the stick.
I won't do it. Whatever you want, I won't do it.
Oh, then we can just drop your father from the highest roof in town, eh? That wouldn't bother you. I thought so.
What are you going to do?
Simple. Lock up every mouth breather in Minnesota. Far too many of them clog the woods each hunting season.
What? This is about hunting?
This is about control, and who has it. It's time the great unwashed of this state learn who their masters really are.
It won't work. It will never work.
On the contrary, the play I propose is so unthinkable that no one will have a plan to combat it until it's far too late.
There will always be people who fight back.
Yes, and that's where you come in. If some do-gooder senator or crusading councilman gets in the way, you are uniquely positioned to slow them down.
Me? My jurisdiction is
Don't patronize me. The world isn't run on rules and jurisdictions. It's run on power and influence. It's run on who you know. And you are a very young, handsome, and idealistic man with the ear of every politician in the state. They all want their picture taken with you. They all want to be seen working with you. That, my boy, is the source of at least half your power. Though your official appointment comes in handy as well in this case.
No matter what you do, any indictment will have to come across my desk.
Yes, and I dare say a bright young boy like you knows a few tricks to delay those indictments, especially with Daddy's life hanging in the balance. So you see, you are really quite valuable to the whole thing. You have the position to stop the official wheels of justice and the political clout to squash any official crusades before they get started.
I won't do it.
Then your father dies. And don't think my imagination is limited to dropping him off roofs. There are 1,000 interesting ways to dispatch someone in that state. Oh, and in case you're wondering, they float in and out of consciousness and respond very well to external stimuli. Like pain, for example.
What do you want me to do?
Just your job, with an eye towards the future. We'll be in touch.
Wait, what are you going to do with all those people once you've frozen them?
People? Yes. Sorry, I keep forgetting to think of them in that light. You might be interested to know, Mr. District Attorney, that I have been acquiring many buildings all around the state and am retrofitting them for high security.
You're going to lock people up? There'll be millions.
Well, it won't be the Ritz, but everyone will be well taken care of. There may even be a meal now and again. A meal.
I can't do this. I need help. There's only one.
While the hunter leaves the Metrodome luxury suite to begin his nefarious plan, Dome Dog and Mustard Girl now return to their everyday incarnations as Harley and Lily lean close to a cup of Java at a small neighborhood cafe.
We have to find a way to cut him off. I have a feeling if we wait for the hunter to act, we'll be too late.
You said the Vikings owner was trying to keep you from stopping that bank robbery.
Yes, but it was like he was tearing up inside. I could tell.
Well, and considering how much the hunters seem to know about your contract...
It's obvious that he must be controlling the Vikings somehow.
Oh, I love it when we finish each other's sentences.
Lily?
Right. Focus.
The thing I keep thinking about is how the hunter didn't at all seem disturbed when we foiled his bank robbery. It was almost as if he wanted us to.
The only way that makes sense is if he was robbing that bank for some reason other than money. I've got it!
What?
He was drawing you out. He wanted you to fight crime and violate your contract with the Vikings.
So that I would have to sacrifice my secret identity or go into hiding. Oh, this is all a plot to get me out of the way. But why?
Well, he's planning something. We have to find out what it is.
The Vikings made the announcement just moments ago, sending shockwaves through the Twin Cities and the League.
Excuse me, what are you watching there?
Oh, sorry. It's the video the Vikings just posted on their website. Some kind of big announcement. I can put on the headphones if you want.
No, turn it up.
A virtually free game broadcast at select locations across the state will bring Vikings fans together as never before. Only $1 admission and free beer and hot dogs will be offered everywhere. New team spokesman Mark Cavendish said more. It's something we wanted to do a long time, you know.
That's him! It's the hunter!
But he looks and sounds different.
Oh, it's an act.
So we're really hoping everyone gets out and enjoys the game together, you know. Because who don't like a beer now and then with the game on? Over 20 stadiums all over the state will be rented, and fans from border to border are looking forward to this new and amazing take on Fan Appreciation Day.
That's it. His plan revolves around that game. I just know it.
But what can we do about it?
I don't know, but I know a good place to start.
Despite their every urge to act now, Harley and Lily steal out of the cities and return to their North Country home. For a solid week, the undercover crime fighters worked contacts via phone and internet until a deadly pattern began to emerge.
Look at this. 3 major high-rises built by the same company at the same time, all in the western suburbs.
An old factory in St. Paul is being retrofitted with razor wire and guard towers?
Whatever it is, somebody's getting ready to do something, and I don't like the smell of it.
The key to fighting is figuring out where the hunter will be that Sunday. If we can stop him, we might be able to stop the whole thing.
Remember, he's a hard man to hold in custody. Even if we arrest him, it might not do any good. What is it?
It's a special email account I set up for Dome Dog.
Harley, is that safe?
Safer than regular mail or a phone number. Max set it up for me. Hey, it's an audio file from some government address in Minneapolis.
Dome Dog, listen very carefully. This is the District Attorney of Minneapolis. I got this address on a tip, and I'm sending you this message in an audio file because it will scramble immediately after you complete listening to it. So listen very carefully. The Hunter is controlling the Vikings.
I knew it.
This fan appreciation night is just a ruse to lock up millions of people in prisons he's building all over the state. He's going to trigger a device during the second quarter of the game that will freeze everyone watching it. I know this device works because he's used it on my father.
Oh, no.
The Hunter will be in my father's luxury box this Sunday. I think he means to trigger the device from there. If you get this message, Dome Dog, please help. The very future of Minnesota depends on it. Now, as I said, this message will scramble as it completes. Luxury box Sunday. Please, Dome Dog, please help.
What's the plan, Dome Dog?
We have 2 days to come up with one, Mustard Girl. We cannot fail.
Foregoing everything but a little sleep and an occasional hot dog, Harley and Lily dedicated the next few days to formulating a plan to combat the evil that emanated from the Hunter and threatened the Minnesota way of life. Finally, the day of the fateful game arrived. The Vikings owner, his paralyzed body as posable as an action figure, was deposited in a seat as if watching the game. His son was at his side, and the evil rifleman gloated over both of them.
No, I may have underestimated the cultural contribution of those unwashed slobs down there. These, what do you call them, nachos? Are really quite tasty.
You're never going to get away with this.
You're beginning to bore me with that line. Try another one.
Is this just a big game to you?
Assuredly not. It is a moment of sublime triumph. You can't blame me for wanting to relish it.
Just do it already. Why wait?
You know, that's the problem with you do-gooders. When things get tough, you always find some excuse to give up. I think deep down you know someone like me needs to be in charge or society will fall apart.
Someone like you?
Someone strong. Someone unyielding. Someone willing to do what's necessary to keep order.
What does locking up millions of people have to do with keeping order?
Once the plan is accomplished, you'll see more order than you thought possible. You, Mr. District Attorney, may very well be out of a job.
Well, if everyone else is locked up, I can still think of one person I can prosecute.
I look forward to the attempt. After all, a hunter has to keep his fangs sharp, and a little sport is good exercise.
Then maybe you'll play with me.
Who's there? Who is that?
Hearing things, Hunter? Maybe you're beginning to crack under the strain of dictatorship.
Hardly. I heard a voice. A familiar voice. A voice that was attached to a young lady with the ability to... There! The shrimp plate! I specifically asked for no shrimp!
The second before the Hunter could take aim, the aforementioned shrimp plate transformed into a familiar masked female encased in yellow spandex.
Missed, Hunter. And at such a close range, too.
Yes, it is a rare occurrence. I'm glad you could see it before you die.
Again, Mustard Girl slipped into her liquid form and avoided the Hunter's deadly load. But before he could take aim again, the puddle of pugnacious power slipped to the bolted door of the luxury suite and transformed back into a superhero. Mustard Girl threw open the door.
At last!
You could have just broken it down, you know.
I work for the Vikings now. I'm not going to destroy company property.
Well, the new silent partner doesn't feel the same way.
The plan, go!
As the bullets flew around the luxury suite, Mustard Girl slipped back into liquid and moved out of harm's way while the purple-clad fighter of injustice waded right into the trouble, needing every micron of his super speed to avoid the barrage of bullets.
Superhero you might be, but I doubt you're bulletproof.
Why don't you try me and find out?
Hold still, you self-important mouth breather.
I have a feeling that might not be good for my health.
Health? No, but I'll make it quick for you. Surely that's worth something. All you're doing is dodging bullets. Eventually I'm bound to get lucky.
Luck? You? I thought you were the best shot in the world.
You're right, but this is a hunt for subsistence, not for sport. And when hunting for your next meal, it's sometimes fortuitous to take the easiest target.
With a smug grimace, the Hunter aimed the rifle right at the head of the helpless team owner, still frozen in his chair.
No!
Hold still or he dies.
Is it just me, or do you have a thing for aiming that gun at people who can't defend themselves?
Isn't my fault. My plan worked so beautifully. Besides, we both know you're not going to let me shoot him, Dome Dog.
You're right. I should just use a burst of super speed and snatch that gun away.
You could, but then you'll have to deal with this.
A remote control? Are you threatening to change the channel, Hunter?
Not at all, you simp. This remote will activate my master plan and render most of the population of Minnesota under my control. At that point, I dare say, you'll have your hands full, you pernicious purple pimple.
You're starting to rhyme like another common thug I know. He thought he could get away with murder, too.
Murder? You call it murder when your superior makes a decision about life and death? That's not murder, that's the way of this planet. Every savannah must have its lion.
You wouldn't feel that way if you weren't on top of the food chain.
A moot point, I assure you. Top of the food chain is my natural place. You know, someone of your strength and speed needs to consider his place in the way of things.
You're wasting your breath, Hunter.
Am I? You joined the Vikings, didn't you? That shows you have ambition, however misguided. Surely, if you took a look around you, you'd realize the world was yours for the taking.
So what?
So I'm creating a world where it's okay to take. Where it's okay to seize your place at the top of the food chain and bend others to your will.
And what if one day I decided to bend you?
I look forward to the challenge. My marksmanship and superior intellect versus your strength and speed, a thrilling day's sport.
Or just another day of murder. That's where you're missing the point, Hunter. A lot of people go hunting in the state, but for those people, hunting is spending time with friends and family and getting outdoors, and maybe putting a little venison in the freezer. It's not about proving you're superior to everyone else. With all your guns and gadgets and money, I wonder just what exactly you're compensating for.
Typical of you do-gooders. Everyone's a psychiatrist.
And our hour is up. Time for you to see a psychiatrist for real. A police psychiatrist.
Then make your move.
You're going to put down that gun.
And if I say no?
Don't say no.
Not much of an argument. If I say no, you make a dash for the gun, probably snatching it from my hand before I can pull the trigger. But probably not before I trigger the remote, sending a subliminal freeze ray out to millions of mouth breathers who are conveniently gathered in stadiums around the state, where they can be easily collected.
So it's a choice?
Yes, the gun or the remote.
I'll take the gun.
Damn you! Very well.
Dome Dog dashed in the blink of an eye and disarmed the evil huntsman before he could make good on his threat to murder the Vikings' owner. But our hero could do nothing to stop the Biofiend from pressing the button on the remote, sending a beam of psychotic freeze ray out into the television ionosphere.
It's happened! It's finally happened! My beautiful plan! Wait, they're still watching the game out there. The Jumbotron. Why isn't my program on the Jumbotron?
Maybe it's not working.
Of course it's working. Don't be an imbecile. Don't turn your back on me!
Maybe it's the monitor, Hunter. Why not take a second look?
Yes. Is the program running? It seems to be... Wait, no! No!
What happened?
Keep your eyes closed, Mr. District Attorney. Just let me turn off that monitor and... There, done.
Dome Dog, I don't understand.
Then allow me to explain, Mr. District Attorney.
Mustard Girl, where have you been?
Doing a rather good imitation, sir. It's kind of my thing.
Your message let us know that the hunter was going to send out a mind-altering beam over the TV signal, so we figure he'd have to originate that message from here.
When I was pretending to be the shrimp plate, I had the chance to examine his setup pretty closely. It's really not much more complicated than a DVD player hooked up to a projection system.
But how did you stop it?
Well, we didn't. His program ran from the DVD player to that monitor, all right. But there was a second set of cables running the projection to all the TV feeds, including the Jumbotron. When we replaced those, the feed never left this room.
Replace them? Replace them with what?
You like? I can also do telephone cables, power lines, and some plumbing.
Amazing.
And it's good to know that she didn't get electrocuted.
I knew I wouldn't.
Well, thank you, Dome Dog, Mustard Girl, for stopping this evil scheme. But unfortunately, my father and the hunter are both completely frozen, and we have no way to get them out.
I want to take a look at that computer program, too. There's a good chance the safe word is right there in the code.
Thank you so much. I don't know what our city would do without you.
And so, though not completely done with cleaning up the evil hunter's plan, the Northland crime-fighting duo of Dome Dog and Mustard Girl breathe easier, confident that the worst is past. But hundreds of miles away, in a cheap hotel room, a lone figure watches the Vikings game on television with annoyed interest.
The game just goes on. He was supposed to enact the plan by the second quarter. It's nearly over, and the Vikings have won. All these months wasted. Well, that's all for you, Mr. Hunter. I promised to stay out of your affairs in return for being set free from jail, but it sounds like your affairs are about to be settled, no doubt by Dome Dog. That's what you get for sending a hunter to do a scientist's job. A gun against Dome Dog? Ridiculous. What is needed is a more sophisticated touch, a more plan intelligent. Soon my newest formula complete will be, and then we shall see, Dog Dome. See we shall then.
Dome Dog Issue 2, The Rise of the Hunter, was written by Jeffrey Adams based on characters created by Harley Droba. Our talented cast included Justin Kapla, Jim Yunt, Jeffrey Adams, Ayla McIntosh as Mustard Girl, and Harley Droba as Dome Dog. Dome Dog and the Icebox Radio Theater are not affiliated with the Minnesota Vikings or the National Football League. This program copyright 2009 by the Icebox Radio Theater, all rights reserved. Visit them on the web at iceboxradio.org.
It can be in the sound of the orchestra preparing, or in the sound of a sculptor working in stone, or even in the sound of laughter from inside a theater. It is the sound of art being created, and for over 3 decades, the sound of art being created has rung loud and clear in northeastern Minnesota. The Arrowhead Regional Arts Council has been encouraging local arts development in northeastern Minnesota through grants and services for over 35 years. Every year, they give out more than $500,000 to local artists and arts organizations, and that helps create $40 million in revenue and jobs created. To find out more about our arts programs or how you can get involved, visit aracouncil.org. The Arrowhead Regional Arts Council, where the arts flourish, you thrive.